several places in the U.S. with harsher winter conditions than Alaska has at the moment. Now, that includes New Orleans and Houston. Meteorologist Melissa Fry spoke with another meteorologist in Houston to see what it's like in the South.
Yeah, we've been seeing the video, Rebecca, and I know that meteorologists there have had to have fun with this one. And I just can't imagine what it was like for all those people that got to see snow for the very first time. So I gave my friend a call to see how they feel about all this snow in Texas.
On behalf of all the Houstonians down here, we thank you for sharing your cold Arctic air with us so that we could get this. You can come get it anytime you want and take it back.
Yes, we'll take it. We will take it.
We're done with it now.
Yeah, I said, we'll take that right back. So they enjoyed it, but they don't want it long term. They want to get back to their sunshine and 60s. So to hear more about the forecasting of this storm, the science behind why they actually got this snow, and just how historic it was, check out my podcast with Justin. That's available on our website and wherever you get your podcasts. Those plows that they had in Texas, they had to borrow from Oklahoma and as far away as Iowa, not something that they have on hand typically. Now, part of the reason that we've seen such extreme conditions across the lower 48 is the placement of the jet stream shooting well down into the south, taking that cold Arctic air with it. So Justin was explaining that the air was cold. It was in place before the storm got there, and that's why they so quickly saw that transition from what was rain and sleet to that heavy snow, which lasted for an extended period of time. But I always say what goes up must come down. So if it's down in the lower 48, that means it is up here in Alaska, and it's about to be even more. So we have a little ridge is going to form here over the northern Pacific. And what that's going to do is actually bring more heat to Alaska, if you can believe that. And it's also going to set up this series of storms. It's going to bring very wet conditions across much of the state, starting overnight tonight and continuing all the way into early next week. So we already have a number of weather alerts in effect. The entire slope in much of the Brooks Range under a winter storm watch. We still have flood concerns and winter storm warnings here in the Kuskokwim and Yukon regions out at the deltas, but inland, also likely seeing that heavy snow and that high wind. So it's a series of 3 storms that are going to impact us. This first one, moving across the Bering Sea as we speak, is going to bring that scattered snow to the western side of the state overnight tonight. Heavier snow again through Seward Peninsula, and starting to see those showers drifting here to the east, including in portions of the northern Susitna Valley, and a scattered rain snow mix across south central. But then we get storm number 2. Again, also pushing in here out of the west, even wetter, even heavier snow pushing through the western side of the state and into portions of south central, while others still see rain. And then the third storm, that one comes in here Friday night. And it's actually that one that I'm looking for the most significant impacts to south central, just because of how wet it is. So we're talking heavy rain at times, but eventually we have colder air coming in by next week, and we will at some point see that transition to snow. So be ready for that. Again, we're already seeing some of those strong winds out west. We're seeing those scattered showers, a mixture of snow and rain, heavy rain in Ketchikan, again from that steady stream of moisture pushing in off from the Pacific for you. And again, seeing those strong winds gusting as high as about 48 miles per hour in King Cove, and seeing breezy winds all the way up the west coast. So that's from the current area of low pressure pushing there across the Bering Sea. As for that advisory that we have in the northern Susitna Valley, it's really north of Talkeetna, starting overnight tonight, continuing all the way through 6 o'clock Friday morning. That you want to be prepared for that heavy snow, 8 to 12 inches on the Parks Highway. And then we'll see high winds through the Alaska Range with snow all the way north along the Dalton Highway passes. Some light snow in Fairbanks, but again, the heavier stuff will be out in those higher elevations to the north and out west. Again, the coastal flooding, the heavy snow that we'll see in those high winds for both the Yukon Delta coast and then further inland as well. Temperature-wise across the interior, you will see that bump in temperatures this week. Tomorrow morning starting out in the teens, so still on the cooler side, still a little bit above average for this time of year. But tomorrow afternoon pushing back into the mid-20s, and then We'll start to see chances for some light snow late Thursday into Friday and some warming conditions even at or above freezing as we head into this weekend. In Southeast, temperatures are warming for you as well, back to the low to mid 40s. Still seeing wet conditions in Petersburg and in Yakutat tomorrow. And across the Kenai Peninsula, it's back to the 40s with that wintry mix for you. Temperatures above freezing across Prince William Sound. Some light snow tomorrow morning in the Copper River Basin. Again, be prepared for that chance for a wintry mix across the valley and Anchorage. Again, still below freezing overnight, but then back into those mid 30s during the day. And then we'll see chances for that wintry mix all the way through the weekend. It stays warm through the weekend. But Rebecca, temperatures drop pretty dramatically next week, and that's when we'll likely see that transition to snow.
It would be nice.
It
Thank you
would.
so much.